I thought it was part of the green.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and begin. We have a lot of missing people, but I might as well start. Make sure my sound isn't. Let's go up. Good morning. I'm Judge Person, and I welcome everybody to court. You're actually going to be on mute until it's your turn. And I'll repeat myself just because everybody's sound is connecting. But again, I'm Judge Person, and I welcome everybody to court. Thank you for being here. This is the Temple Municipal Court. And even though we are, conducting online, we're still going to just try to keep some formality in terms of respect and decorum. So, and those rules were sent out to you. But I do want to welcome everyone. It looks like most people are connected. Just a couple of people that I can't quite identify. New one coming in. I do want to ask real quickly, there's a person labeled Samsung, two young ladies, and maybe y'all could just unmute and just tell me your name. That would be great.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Katrina Middleton. And my name's Heavenly Middleton.
Okay, Heavenly, I've got your case. And now I'll change the name on the screen just to keep track so that I don't lose your place in line, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. But I'll remute you until it's your turn. And I won't forget about you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then I also had another person, Kara Rafuse. Oh, now Markham. Okay, maybe that's going to help me. Let's see. Okay, gotcha. Or were you previously named? Okay, I see the name. Sorry, now I got it. Put all the pieces together. Gotcha. Okay, no question there. There was an iPhone. Let me find it.
My name is Erin Roberts.
Yeah, I've got you, ma'am. It's fine. Thank you so much. There's iPhone gentleman, red shirt. Could you unmute and tell me your name?
My name is Marcos Castillo.
And Mario Castillo.
Who has the case? Marcos.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Y'all are on two different screens. Are there two different? There's two different young people, but I only have Marcus's case. Okay. All right. We'll be with you shortly. And I can talk to y'all together at the same time. A telephone caller that just came on, it's a 512 area code, ending in like 175 or somewhere along that line. Could you unmute and tell me your name? It's an Austin area code. Sending an unmute request. So while I'm waiting on that person to unmute, I just have a few announcements to make, and I'm also going to just begin there's a pretrial docket and a regular docket. We're working two dockets today, my general docket and the pretrial docket, and we just work them back and forth. We're used to it. Mr. Matson, Ryan Matson, is the city's prosecutor Mr. Matson, can you unmute briefly and introduce yourself, please?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ryan Matson. I'm the prosecutor for Temple.
So Mr. Matson is an attorney, but he's not representing anyone here. He represents the state. That's the party that filed the charge. And if you're meeting with him, he doesn't give you legal advice. He's the other side. And he'll probably go into that and explain that. But I'd just like to make sure that everybody's clear about that from everybody's perspective. Mr. Matson's going to begin the pretrial docket, and Mr. Miller logged in and at first, actually. And so we'll go ahead and let y'all go do that while I talk to the group. And so what I will tell you, just a few things. So I think it's really important. I can't give legal advice, but I can describe to you how things move through a courtroom and, you know, what your rights are along the way. So a couple of things to note. When you're given a ticket or issued a citation, that's a method we have for accusing someone. That's what a ticket is. It's an accusation. And when we give a plea, we're giving an answer or response to that accusation. There are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Guilty means I did this. No contest means I'm not contesting it. I'm not admitting it. I'm just not contesting it. I want to move forward. I'll talk about the effect of the plea in just a moment. And not guilty is just maintaining that innocence that the law presumes, although it's a little bit bigger than that. We're presumed not guilty. And what that means is that if we maintain that by pleading not guilty, we're asking the state to prove the case against us. Ultimately, we're asking for trial. So that just splits off and takes a different route toward trial. And it's no problem. It's just how that works. So if you plead not guilty, there's a pretrial online. Sometimes that resolves it. Sometimes it doesn't. There's no problem with that. Or sometimes it's pending and there's some things we need. But the next setting, and you will have been given that setting on your paperwork, is a live setting here in the court. And we come on in on the next setting. If it's resolved today, it ends that process. If it doesn't, then we're just moving more and more towards trial. The next setting is not the trial, though. We're having a pretrial scheduling and docketing and hearing any pretrial motions that might need to be heard prior to trial. So that's here in the courtroom, because I don't do those online. It's too contested, really. It's not a problem. It's just the court. It's how courts work. Guilty or no contest means we're moving toward sentencing. And there are, you know, those two options for pleading guilty or just no contest, both result in moving towards sentencing. And the judge does that part 99% of the time. There's an occasional time where someone might need to, you know, be heard from through the prosecutor, a certain victim position. And if that's the case, I'll just let you know what's happening. Okay, but assume that I'm just moving forward with you at that point. Now, a couple more things to note. Normally, the general rule, and law is kind of like this, there's a general rule and then there's always these exceptions. So the general rule is you're found guilty, it goes on your record, you pay those fines and costs. Payment of fines and costs, I have to look very carefully, unless someone's paying it today, I have to look very carefully at the financial situation. So that's why you were asked for financial information. If you're on the not guilty docket, you were also asked for that exact same information, because that information is what I use to schedule a bond. And I'm going to need it at a certain point in the process. If you didn't provide it yet, we'll need to look at when I get that from you, because I need to set a bond on the case. I'm required to do that by law. If I don't have any information, I'm just setting it, you know, I just max it, because that's all I know what to do at that point, because I've got a one-sided situation. So on the pretrial, I did ask for the same information but it's being used in two different ways. And rather than have you fill out a form with a different name at the top, and then maybe later we need it and you fill it out with another name at the top, it doesn't make sense to do that. I should get one piece of information one time, hopefully, and we're done most of the time. So you were asked, no matter what, you were asked for that information. That's why. Now, as far as, you know, if you plead guilty or no contest, normally you're paying those fines and costs, but I'm looking at income information in connection with that. I look at it in connection with modifications that I make to a judgment up front. So I'm just looking because sometimes it makes more sense for me to make adjustments early or approve payments, things like that. The next thing I want to talk to you about is, the options you have after you've pled guilty or in a contest, ways to gain a dismissal of the charge from your record. So there's really 4 ways in a court like this one. This is a Class C court. Normally, the difference between a Class C court and other types of courts is that you're normally, not being sentenced to jail. People can get warrants if they have a court order, like you're ordered to pay, you agree to pay, or you're ordered to pay, and you don't pay, or you're ordered to turn in a class, or you're ordered to do community service. If you don't meet your deadlines, you can go to warrant. It's important, therefore, to keep track of your deadlines so that you don't wind up with a bigger problem, okay? But in any event, there's still 4 ways to gain a dismissal. And I'm just going to tell you what they are and how they work briefly, and then we're just going to rock and roll, okay? So dismissal options are compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court. And I'll walk you through how those work. Compliance dismissals are things that can be brought up to date and dismissed. Driver safety course options, you take a course in your driving record and you get the case dismissed. I'll talk more about that in a moment. Deferred dispositions look like kind of a probation period. There'll be a court order and it'll list the things you need to do to gain that dismissal. If you do the things listed, you get a dismissal. You know what's going to happen and when. And then teen court is very similar in that you sign up for it. You know what's going to happen and when, but what happens is different from a deferral because young people who engage in a teen court process and take responsibility and follow that responsibility up with actions are less likely to get charged again. So we have a teen court program really for the community. And I'll talk more about this in a moment. But before I do that, Mr. Miller, Mr. Matson, on the Giancarlo case, let me get that file. And that way I can keep that docket moving. It's a failed to control speed accusation. There was an accident February 20th, 2023. Fines and costs are $264. Where are we with regard to that matter?
Your Honor, Mr. Miller is going to take an offer back to his client.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and set for final for the time being.
Okay. Final pretrial on that case is scheduled for May 31st at 1 o'clock. And unless the case is fully resolved by then, we'll see everybody. Mr. Miller, any questions, any concerns?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. You're good to withdraw without further request from the court. Thank you for
Thank you,
your
Judge. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too, sir.
Bye-bye.
And bye-bye. Kendra File, I saw you here for the, I'll say it, Nanda Boyapati case.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to continue to talk to the group, but I'm going to let the 2 of you go ahead and have that conversation just for the sheer fact that you've probably heard it before. So y'all go right ahead. Just to get back to, there we go, that should have gone. Okay, so just to get back to those dismissal options, Mr. Matson, she went ahead on over. Just to get back to the pleading options, the dismissal options. With compliance dismissals, those are things you bring up to date, and I'll be looking for those. You can ask me, but I'm not going to wait for your questions. I'm going to see if I can get you there. Those are equipment violations, things like that. So I'll be looking. The second option, which is the driver safety course option, again, I'll be looking to see if you qualify. If you qualify, it's a pretty good deal. Let me explain how that one works. It's for moving violations. And about 70% of what we do here is traffic related. So a lot of moving violations come through this particular court. So with driving safety course options, you pay the court costs, the fines go on hold, you get your course turned in and your record turned in, your case is dismissed and your fine gets dismissed. Now let me back up. Every ticket has a fine and a cost. And if you call the clerk, or when I give a number like that last case, it was $264. That's an accident case. $144 are the costs. Those are set by the Texas legislature. I cannot change those or control them, okay? Judges don't control the legislature. We're in a legislative session, so that's why I'm grinning. The fines go on hold, and the hold on that fine, it just sits there. And if you qualify for that course, you pay that court cost up front because that money gets sent to the state of Texas. The fine is a thing that stays local. It doesn't come, it pays through the court, but it actually goes to the general fund. It doesn't go even to police or fire. It goes through the city council and their mandates and how they want to spend that money, generally like sidewalk, streets, roads, 911 calls. That's the kind of thing that money goes to. But in the driving safety course option, you do save money because that money goes on hold. And if you turn in your course on time, the right course, and your record on time, the right record, you get your case dismissed and that fine gets waived. And you do pay for your record and you do pay for your course, but it's cheaper than paying that whole ticket. And that is by design, because what we know from, all the statistics that are available to us, the metrics, as they say, what we know from that data-driven information is that people drive a little more safely for a period of time. The legislature has decided that means 12 months. So there's a 12-month window from date of last course to date of next ticket when you can do the course again after the 12 months. You can do it again if you get a ticket after that 12 months. So I'll be looking to see if you're qualified. You're welcome to ask me when it's your turn. If I'm not automatically talking to you about it, you can ask. I should be looking to see because the law says the judge shall. So I'll look and see. But ask if I'm not doing that and you're wondering what's up, okay? That's the second option. The deferred disposition, I think I already described that, but it's really a period of up to 6 months. Sometimes there's a course, a record, something that you have to turn in. We do have to sort out payment of fines and costs. That's driven individually by each person and to some extent their case. Here's the trick with that one. With that one, you have to request. I'm not looking, I'm waiting. And if I'm waiting and you don't ask, then I don't address it. And the way that you do that is guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred. That's how you would do that. So with that one, you have to make the request, or I assume you don't want to do it. And it was on the paper that you were given to fill out for me to review, but for some people, they don't know what it was. They didn't ask. That's fine. I'm letting you know now, and you can still ask if your plea has not yet been accepted. There is a point where you waive it. It is on the website as well. So guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred. In a Class C court, you're allowed to ask the judge directly, okay, on most cases. And then the final, wow, okay, I was just about to let somebody in, but they went away. They waited all of 30 seconds. So, and I don't know who it was. Okay. So I'm still trying to get back the attorney because they were done. There we go. And let me pull that file. All right. On the Boyapati case, that's a speeding charge dated February 24th. Fines and costs are $264. And where are we with regard to that matter?
Your Honor, Ms. Boyapati is going to be placed on deferral.
Okay.
And the terms of that are just going to be the 120-day period, and payment will be made within 30 days in full.
Okay. Let's see. All right. No other terms and conditions?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. So just to make sure I understand this, the agreement between Attorney File and Attorney Matson is that on this case, 120-day deferral, that would end August 3rd. The fines and costs are being paid by May 14th. I'm going to, if it's acceptable, email the order to Attorney File and get that back sometime today. And then, I'm going to pre-sign it. So You'll just have it, your copy will be what you receive, what you sign and send back to us becomes your copy, if that works for you.
That sounds great. Thank you.
And we'll email to the email that we set the case up on today. Is that gonna be a working email?
I provided Mr. Matson my email with the firm. I would prefer it to be emailed to that email.
Okay, Mr. Matson, can you email that over to Ms. Stotts?
Yes, I will send it to her in chat right now.
Okay, great. In the chat. Is that where you did it that way? Okay. All right, we'll do it that way. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're good to exit when you're ready. Mr. Matson, I'm moving you forward with Erin Roberts. Ms. Roberts, can you unmute and name so that I know the audio is working?
Yes, hi. Roberts.
Perfect. Okay. I'll move you over to the meeting separately with the prosecutor. After that meeting, you probably noticed everyone comes back.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I do want to ask the phone caller, and hold on, let me rip that Roberts file pull. On the telephone call, Francis Cabral is in. Don't know why. Don't have her on here. She might have a child in. Okay, so just a quick shout out again on the telephone, 512 area code 175, sending an unmute request. Can you please unmute? Because I'm not going to be able to do a meeting with you if I can't talk to you or see you. Telephone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
hi. Yeah, what's your
Hi,
name?
hi, my name is Lacey Maribarra.
Say your name again.
Lacey Mar.
Spell the last name,
Yes.
please.
Ibarra.
Ibarra.
Yes.
You have to because she says she can't see us.
Well, she's on. Okay, Miss Cabral, are you connected to that person?
No.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm actually talking to a telephone caller. So on the telephone, who has a case?
I can't hear what you're saying right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know who has a case. Okay.
I don't have a case.
Ibarra. No, I'm trying to confirm. Are you able to speak English?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay. Do you have someone there who can help you?
No, it's only me. I'm working right now.
You have a no insurance case. And I'm just.
But
were you insured?
I did have I'm sorry?
Were you insured at the time of the stop? I'm Judge Person.
Yes. I have the insurance at the time that the police officer stopped me. So he couldn't find it.
Did it cover the person driving the vehicle?
Yes, it was me.
Then you need to bring that insurance to the court.
But I don't have that anymore.
Oh, you know what?
I don't have the time.
This is an older case. And actually, you entered a plea. You were found guilty. And this is back.
Yes,
ma'am, let me talk for a moment and then I'll give you a chance to talk. You were found guilty last year and you set this on a payment plan and you want a payment plan, but your case has gone to warrant because you didn't make the payments.
Yes.
You need to come to the court and talk to a clerk. They can work with you, but we need you here.
And
when can you come here?
On Thursday, is that day I'll be off?
You can come by the court. I'm not going to be able to take the warrants away until you come up here because what you wrote on here is you lost your job and now you're telling me you can't come here because you have a job. So I'm not, and then you listed that you have a job. And I'm really confused about it. I just don't.
No. Okay, I lost my job like last year. And and I was doing a little things, but I only it's for pay my rent and my bills. I could make the payment. Then
Okay.
this year I get a job. So right now I'm working.
Okay. And you're coming up Thursday to sign a payment plan, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And you're going to you're paying $50 a month, right?
Yes.
Okay, come by Thursday and you'll make a payment and then you'll pay every month.
Okay.
And once you get here and sign, I'll get your warrants off so that you're not having warrants.
Okay. Okay. Thank
I
you.
won't arrest you here in the building. Okay, you can come in the building and not be worried.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right, I'll see
Okay.
you Thursday. We'll see you Thursday at the clerk's desk here at the board.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Look, I hope she.
Yeah, Miss Cabral, I'll be with you shortly. I don't know. I have a real quick question with Miss Cabral. Miss Cabral, can you tell me whose case you're here for today? Because I don't really see you on my docket, but you may have a family member. Can you now unmute? And yeah, I don't really want to see the bedroom of folks. If we could help that. Sorry, please unmute. We clicked at the same time.
Oh, I'm mute. I'm sorry.
You're good.
No, it's my son's.
Okay, what's his name?
D. Taylor.
Okay, I'll be with y'all very shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mattson, let me try to bring Ms. Roberts back over. Mr. Mattson, where are we on the Roberts case?
Your Honor, Ms. Roberts actually wanted to speak with you about the possibility of doing defensive driving.
Well, the position that I've always taken with the is that, that's the state law says you elect that at your first appearance. And here you could do that as a discretionary provision, but you have to pay the costs and fines, which are $259. That's the time that I have people do that.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Yes.
I did not know that was my first appearance. I am currently looking for a job. I was working for CPS. I had to quit because of all of that stuff that was going on. And I'm still looking. And so money's very tight right now.
Okay.
And so I'm just asking if that could happen. It's just I can't, over the course of time, I can't do the $259.
Let me ask the state, is it your position, have y'all discussed a deferral?
It was offered, Your Honor.
Well, I mean, okay, so the way the laws work, and that's why I describe everything to everybody, and I can't help you if you represent yourself. I'm not your lawyer. I'm not able to tell you. I put the information online. We have very chatty clerks, but they can't give legal advice. I don't know how to help you know the law better. What I can tell you is that the driver safety course options, both of them, whether you qualify for the first one at first appearance or I allow a discretionary one, the fact of the matter is those require payment. A deferral conversation is something you could have with Mr. Mattson. If you're refusing that, you're eligible for community service in a deferral situation. I'm going to require a class probably just because of speed.
I was approaching, Your Honor, I was approaching the ramp.
I'm not
And
going
I
to
was
hear the
asking
case right
about-
now, though. We can do that in a trial if a trial is what you want. I mean, you know, if you disagree with the ticket, we have a trial. If you want to do a plea bargain, I'm trying to make things available, but I'm not going to get off into the weeds and second guess an officer without you and the officer both present for me to look at both sides. That's just, it's my principle, but it's also my legal requirement and my ethic requirement.
I would like to do the cheapest thing possible as well as it
It's not
be
really
on my
cheap
record.
because when, you know, when we have, it's never cheap. I mean, there's a deferral option that you've rejected that allows for community service, but you've rejected it. And that's the one area where I can order community service instead of payment. But you and Mr. Matson would have to come to an agreement. Why don't y'all go talk about it further? You'll have to click over though. You'll have to click back over. I can't send you to the meeting a second time. It doesn't, the system that we have doesn't allow me to do that. Or you can log off and log back in. Why don't you hang up and dial back in? I'll let you back in and then I can send you back over to that room.
Yes, ma'am.
But I have a whole room of people and he has 2 people. So I need y'all to use that time wisely.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so moving forward, Jessica Vega, could I talk with you? Have you unmute?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, how are you?
Morning, I'm okay.
Good, let me let this person pass on through, like I told her.
Mhm.
Her audio connected should be pretty quick. Okay, Miss Roberts, let me move you back over to that. Okay. All right, let me just, give me a second to re-review your case.
Okay.
Here's the way I'm seeing this. We have a community service. We gave an extension. Everything was due. Hold on. Everything was due February 21st. We didn't receive communication or hours. We sent a show cause, which is what we do before I issue a warrant. And you're asking for a payment plan. But what I'm looking at from what you're showing me under oath on your income information is that you have like half of the income that you need to meet your expenses. And so it's irresponsible for me to shift that into a payment plan unless I get information that supports that.
Mhm. I mean, now okay, so how it works, I work at the McLean's Children's Hospital. And I was a floater for the time that I was pregnant and also for about 3 or 4 months after. So I was kind of, if there weren't any hours, I wasn't working. So I wasn't making enough. Now that I am permanently in a home, as they call it, I'm getting enough hours as to where I can make a payment plan, as I've been doing with other things as well that I fell behind on due to the fact that I wasn't working and that I was on maternity leave. And when I got back, I was afloat and barely making any hours.
Okay, so a couple questions. What I'm thinking is that you come in, update your payment plan income information, start a payment plan of $50 a month.
Okay.
2 questions before we do that. Can you make a $50 payment today? Is it possible?
Yes.
Okay, that'll save you a trip. And then the other thing is, did you do any of your hours so that I can give you credit?
So I was not able to do any of the hours. I have, unfortunately, not unfortunately,
That's
but
okay.
I have 3 kids and if it's not with them, it's kind of tough to do anything at this point.
Okay.
So that's the only reason why I really thought that the community hours were going to help me and I was going to be able to do it, which is why I had asked for that at that time. But when I actually tried, especially with a 6-month-old baby right now, it wasn't even possible.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what time will you be here today?
I have to be at work by 10, so I guess as soon as I get
Come on,
off.
come on by.
Yeah.
Okay, come on by. I'm gonna let you go. Drive safely though, okay? It
Oh,
won't
thank
take,
you so
but
much.
it'll take 5 or 10 minutes once you get here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Mattson, let me pull Miss. Is Miss Roberts ready to be pulled back over?
She is, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Mattson, let's start with you. Where are we?
Your Honor, a deferral agreement was reached on this case,
Okay,
and the terms of that will be 120 days with the driver safety course by day 60. And you did note that Ms. Roberts is eligible for community service.
okay, I'll review that. Ms. Robertson, I'm sorry, Roberts. The deferral would last until August 3rd. During that time, no more citations, no failures to appear. You need to meet your deadlines as a condition of your deferred. The driver safety course is due. Mr. Mattson, what did you say? 30 days?
60 days, Your Honor.
60 days. Thank you. June 27th, and that'll be the due date for your community service hours. It's 15 hours with a due date of the same day of June 27th. And I have information here that's easiest if you come by to sign your order, pick up information for how to find a community service provider and driver safety course information, because we give all that to you in writing. Your deferral order will have these deadlines built into them, and you'll have a copy of it once you sign it. What time can you be here this morning?
I am out of town. My aunt died, and so I'm actually in the East Coast.
Okay, I need to then email it to you and have you print it and sign it and email it back to us.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
It's the email that we use to set the meeting up, an email that will work for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, do you have any questions?
So I need to sign the paperwork, have the defensive and the community service done by June 27th. Is that
Okay,
correct?
June 27th is your due date for driver safety and your community service hours.
Okay.
Your deferral ends August 3rd.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
need your order back today.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll send that to you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Mattson, your next person is Kara Markham. Ms. Markham, can you, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll send you over to that meeting, and you've seen that y'all come back in. Okay. All right, I have a question because I have a few people missing, and I just want to check. Now, if you're here and I don't call your name, that's people worry. Artie, I know you're here. I didn't call your name because I know you're here. But Denicia Harris, do you happen to be here and I missed you? Okay. And Dean Perry, did I miss you? Robert Plain, did I miss you? Ruben Ramirez, Senior, did I miss you? Renee Salvo, did I miss you? Oneida Belize, Attorney Esperanza, did I miss you? Another group, Jaden Stewart, did I miss you? Trayvon Roberts, did I miss you? Angel Nyangos, did I miss you? Ventoria Knox, did I miss you? Wahela June, did I miss you? Brian Hernandez, Helen Hamlin, Brianna Gonzalez, Tyrone Foster. You don't want to do this. You wind up with warrants. Warrants are expensive. I place holds on people's licenses. I suspend them eventually. I mean, it's just a bad idea. So folks who are here, I appreciate that you're here. I'm going to keep moving forward. Daniel Lancaster, can you unmute? And if you're able to get on screen, it's most helpful.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. I work the night schedule, so it's a little hard for me to stay up, but I'm here.
Okay. Well, we have warrants for old cases. These are, let's see, there's a failing to notify of sterilization, this is May 23rd, 2022. The fines and costs are $21.26. I did receive a plea of guilty and a request for a payment plan. Then there's a failure to notify of rabies shot post adoption of a dog or a cat. This is May 16th. The fines and costs there are $21.26. Oh, what are you able to? I did review your income information. Thank you. What are you able to pay today towards your balance?
Right now, honestly, the most probably $100. I recently broke my phone, and thankfully I had insurance on it, but I still had to pay the $250. Send me back a little bit. But probably just a good $100.
Okay. And then when are you paid at your job? What day of the week?
I either get paid between Wednesday and Thursdays. It matters on the week.
The Thursdays, is it weekly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So looking at let's see, at Thursdays. Next Thursday is the 13th. We could start a payment plan of, $75. You pay $100 today. I'm going to need you to come in and do that and sign because you have a warrant. So we need to get that cleared up with a signature. Okay. And then you'd pay $100, and then next week you would pay $75 on either Thursday or Friday. I'll leave it up to you. You can tell me. And then it's every 2 weeks.
Okay. If you don't mind, I would like to speak on the rabies shot one.
Okay.
When I was first adopting her, the lady told me if she's gonna be living indoors or outdoors, and I told her indoors, and she was telling me that the rabies shots were not needed if she's going to be an indoor cat.
Who are you claiming told you that?
I forget who, but it was one lady in the where I adopted her from the temple.
I don't know why a city employee would violate the law that way. You might want to make a complaint to the city, but nobody would tell you that I'm aware of over there because it's the law.
Okay. Maybe I could have been mistaken.
And you signed an agreement that said you would provide that.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I mean, I guess your thinking was that somebody could tell you one thing and you would sign something that said the other and the conversation would be controlling, but never is in Texas. We go by the written word.
Yes, I understand. Follows through with the signature. I get it.
Let me look at the fine.
Okay.
Give me just a moment. I need to let the court have a moment to catch up.
Okay, no problem.
On Daniel Lancaster, when you get a second, can we look at the sterilization case? Sorry, were we talking about the sterilization or the rabies shots?
The rabies shots.
I'm willing to reduce the fine on that one case by half.
Okay, thank you so much.
Just mainly for the, I really not been persuaded by what you said, but the honest truth is, I think I want to reduce the amount that you pay because it's a lot. But one of the reasons that it went up so high, you're at like $4,000, is for whatever reason, the address that you provided when you adopted the pet, you never, I don't know, we never heard back from you. We have to use that address. I don't know why that didn't work, but what I want to highlight is not that failure point, but to really highlight that in a payment plan, it's very similar. There's a duty to keep your address current at all times until your case is completed. And then, if you're going to miss a payment, you're violating a court order. You need to get in here and talk to someone. Okay. So just looking forward rather than behind, let's think about it that way. Okay. But I'm going to take that fine.
Okay, thank you so
Just
much.
in part, you have concerns, and I don't have concerns about what you told me, to be honest. There must have been a misunderstanding, but what I will say is just out of equity, I will make that adjustment. So when you come up to the court, we will have done that. What time can you be here today?
Shoot, within this next hour. What are y'all open right now? Correct?
Yes, we're open now.
Okay.
I'm just trying to let the clerk know when you might be. When might you be?
What about 1 o'clock? Will 1
One
o'clock?
is-
All right.
1 is fine. We'll see you around 1.
Okay, for sure. And where's the court located?
So you know where you came to fill your paperwork out for court today?
Yes, ma'am.
Same place.
Okay.
And you'll just come up to any clerk that can help you, give them your name. Okay?
Okay.
All right. We'll have everything at the front desk.
Okay. Thank you so much. Is that
Thank
is that it for me?
That's it for you for now until you come in.
Okay, for sure.
Okay.
You have a good
Thank
rest of your morning, Your Honor. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Mattson, I know you were talking with Miss Markham. Let me get that case pulled up. Here we go. This is the failure to yield at a stop intersection case. Where are we with regard to that matter?
Your Honor, Ms. Markham has accepted terms of deferral.
Okay,
That will be the 120-day period with a driver safety course by day 60. And she said that she can pay the fine in full within 30 days.
30 days from me is the 14th wrong. Yeah, May 14th. Anytime on or before that date. I don't know why it falls that way, but it does. And that's what we have here. So May 4th, excuse me. Okay, that'll work. If I email this to you, will that work for you? To print it and sign it and email it back, or do you need to come by?
No, you can email it to me.
Okay. We will see you, we will see that order back today, okay? We'll send information about a course, how to find a course. I'm sorry, I didn't write that down. Do we do that automatically? Email the driving safety course information. Okay, we'll send that information to you as well. Okay, you're good to go, Ms. Markham. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mattson, quick question. I did not hear, I don't know if Melissa has heard from Attorney Esperanza on the Valise case, but did you hear from anyone regarding that matter?
I did, Your Honor. I actually meant to bring that up to you before we started this morning. Mr. Esparza and I reached an agreement yesterday. And
Okay.
I told him that I would just be sending him paperwork, so he had no need to show up to court.
Okay. What is that agreement?
The charge will be a speeding below 10% below the posted speed limit, and
It's
they will
a-
be pleading no contest to that.
So it's a red light, running a red light charge.
It is. And I'll be amending the complaint to reflect a speeding charge of 10% or less below the posted speed limit, and they will be pleading no contest on that charge.
And they're paying it?
That is correct, Your Honor.
When are they paying it?
Let me see what his email said. He will be given 30 days to pay, Your Honor.
Okay, better for me to excuse people if it's an agreement, because that's an unusual. It's not typical. Because the charging code is a different charge code.
Sorry, Your Honor, you cut out there.
Oh, I'm just probably talking too loud. The charge code is a different charge code. It's an unusual agreement. It would be far better if we would get everybody in. Let me mull that over. Okay, but I really want to highlight that we don't want to excuse people from until I vote, until I've signed off, whatever it is. Okay,
Understood, Your Honor.
I'll just treat it as a reset. Get the paperwork. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, that's fine.
Okay. So, Mr. Mattson, is just let me have your attention. Is there, because I mean, I don't have any more people. There's a colossal non-show today. In those cases, they're going to do what they do. But did you have any other matter pending before the court on today's docket that I need to look at?
Not on today's docket, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything further that you need to take up with the court?
Nothing that comes to mind at the moment, Your Honor, but if something does arise, I'll be sure to reach out.
Okay. Sorry, LaBoy here today. Okay. Miss LaBoy is in today to help facilitate this agreement.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Good to go.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. So then moving forward. Where are we? Okay. Alex Sheard, can I have you unmute and tell me how you're doing while I pull your file up?
Yes, Your Honor.
There you are. I saw y'all on the screen a minute ago. And was that your mom?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are we having trouble being on sound and visual? Thank you.
Okay.
That's great. That looks like that will work. So this is a stop sign charge. The fines and costs are $234. The allegation date being March 11th of 2023. I did receive a guilty plea and a request for teen court. Before we go into that, is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
And before I accept your plea, do you feel like you understood the options for pleading and no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
And then as to this charge, the stop sign charge, Mom, do you feel like he understands what he's charged with and the options for pleading?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so I don't have a problem doing teen court as an option. I don't have enrollment in school proven to me yet, so I'm going to need that today, like a student ID, or sometimes they don't have them anymore. So if you have a like Skyward type account or that inline account, you can print your current. It's like a badge. I get that all the time. That would work fine. I guess I'm going to ask with teen court, There's a $20 fee. Can you pay that fee today? It's a cash fee.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you can bring ID today. And then let me just talk to a clerk back here for a quick moment. I have a juvenile case manager, and I just want to confirm that on this one, they're recommending what I think. Was there an accident? I don't think so.
No.
I would say due in 30 days, get him into one quickly. So normally what I do, Alex, at this point, and Mom, is I go ahead and just order. It's a course. It's just like a driver safety course. But really with teen court, one, you pay less, and two, I have a quicker deadline. Because I really, with all due respect, Alex, you're in a high-risk group. The persons who are 25 and under, who have a citation, who are 25 and under and have a citation, are like the super group in the United States of America if you live in Texas. So really what that means is, in terms of health and safety, on the safety issue, you're in my biggest group for death and dismemberment on the Texas roads. And so I really want, what I want to accomplish with teen court is a very quick corrective as quickly as we can get it, which means a class due in 30 days. Okay. Can you agree to that?
Yes, ma'am.
So your due date is going to be May 4th. And we'll have information at the desk for how to find the type of class we're looking for. And really, you're just going to come in. Mom's welcome to come in. She's not required by law because you're 17, but I like getting parents on board, because you're probably, not always, but you usually are driving one of their vehicles. At least they're paying for some or part of the expenses of that vehicle and gas. So it makes sense that they know and that they're on board. Mom, do you agree?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When will we look for you to be here, Alex?
We can head there now after this meeting and go ahead and get that ball rolling.
Okay, don't rush, but like 10:30-ish would work.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see y'all at the front desk, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All good to go. Okay, so moving forward, if I could have Marcus Castillo unmute and family. How are y'all doing?
Good.
So there are two charges, and Marcos, let's see, I'm having some confusion because the person whose photo we took is the gentleman sitting with maybe dad.
Marcos Castillo?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Okay, and then I have another person who put their name as Marcos Castillo. Who are you? Yeah. Sorry, what's your name?
Enjo Mijangos.
Okay. I gotcha.
Thank you.
Okay, Angel, I'll be with you shortly. Okay, got it. Confusion. So, Marcos, there are two charges, both from March 3rd. There is a driving with an invalid license, and then there is failing to yield the right of way turning left at an intersection. The license can still be suspended and valid, even where you are maybe don't have a regular license. You're 15. I don't think you have a regular license, do you?
No.
So the thing is, they can start taking you to jail. So just be aware of that. Okay. For driving. Where are you enrolled in school?
In Temple High School.
Okay. What grade are you considered to be in?
9th grade.
Okay. And can you bring proof of that? I could look at teen court as an option.
I got my Skywards, but I got a passport right here.
Skyward is what I would want because the passport doesn't tell me that you're enrolled in school. For teen court, I need school enrollment.
Mhm.
So if you could bring a screenshot of your Skyward year photo showing your enrollment is current, then I could use that to put you into the teen court program.
Okay.
With the teen court program, each case would have a $20 fee. So that would be $40. Can you pay that fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
It's a cash payment, okay?
Okay.
And then are you getting a license? Can you get one?
If he can get, how he can get it, yeah.
You're supposed to know that. You're supposed to know that, especially before you start driving.
Yeah.
Have you looked into getting one, Marcos?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Are you going to be able to get one?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
When?
The sooner we get allowed to go to school, or he can start getting school, but I mean, it's a student, so he can start getting the test driving, or
You have to take a driver safety course. They're going to require that you show that you can obtain a license. Have you been to a driving school to figure out what they need in order to enroll?
No.
no, not yet.
Okay. I'm talking to a clerk. Give me a moment. Was he didn't get an I'm trying to see what the clerk case manager for juvenile cases recommends, because there's a lot more limits if you don't have a license to what I'm going to be able to do. So give me just another moment.
Yes, ma'am. Si te da la oportunidad, pregunta. Así puede. Ya sabes.
I'm just wondering if the front of the ticket gives me anything. I don't know what that note means. Really. I'm guessing that insurance. Did insurance cover the damage, Marcos?
Say it again?
Did your insurance cover the damage?
No, the insurance that we provided was for my truck, and the insurance say the truck, the one he's driving at the moment, that was on the policy. So we're still waiting for the person, the one that got the damage.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I would say that I don't think that we can get a license fast enough for this case. Okay. I have like 60 days. So there is one driver safety course in the county that will let you take their course even though you don't have a license. And I'm going to say you have to take that class as a condition of your dismissal on your failing to yield the right of way charge. And that's going to be due May 4th. And then there's a life skills course that you can take online. And that's going to be due May 4th as well. And both of these courses you're going to pay for, but they're cheaper than your ticket and you'll get the tickets dismissed. I think it would be better. And then I want you to show me by that same deadline that you are enrolled in a course, or that you can't, you know, a letter saying you've enrolled to get your license, or a letter saying they can't enroll you because you're not qualified to get one. Like the Austin Driving School is one of them. There's several in town. Okay, because I want you to at least do your homework to show me that you know how to get a license. Because right now you're saying, I might get a license, but until then, I'm just going to drive. And if you have a suspension on your license already, then you've been driving. You've already had tickets. I know that you have, because they wouldn't suspend you otherwise. And the risk to me, the risk to you, the risk to everybody here is you continue to do this. So Dad, if you're letting him drive that vehicle, you can be charged with a crime too.
Okay, got it.
So you need to stop letting him drive until he is lawfully allowed to be out there.
Yes, I will.
Because if he hurts somebody, they just come after you.
Yes, I understand.
And if he goes to jail, they call, you know, higher authorities to review him and see if he comes home or not. It's really getting serious. So maybe we can get your attention. When can you come by to pay the $40 and get the paperwork so that you know the classes that you have to take?
I can stop by today.
He has to come in with you.
Okay.
What time today?
Around 11.
Okay. 11?
Yes. Or can I do it 10:30?
10:30 is okay.
10:30 much better.
Okay. All right, we'll see you at the window.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, y'all are good to go.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm moving forward. Give me a moment. Mason Mills, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Let me get your file pulled up. Let's see, there's a failing to control speed. The fines and costs are $264. This is from March 9th. Okay. I did receive a plea of no contest and a request for teen court. With teen court, there's a $20 fee. It's a cash fee. Can we get that fee paid today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then with an accident, really looking for, let's see, I had a previous, let me just check in with the clerk for a minute. Previous case wasn't an accident where we just did a course. I'm sorry, I'm on Mills. That's fine. What I'm just wondering is on that previous case that I did earlier, it was a young person and I think they didn't have an accident. Normally with an accident, I do a course in a 3-page essay. Is that right? Okay, I'm just checking and I want to try to stay consistent. Mr. Mills, on your charge, normally what I would do, excuse me, when I sneezed, I got sneeze on my glasses. Yuck. So I'm just trying to clean them. Normally what I would do is have you take a driver safety course. And then also there's a small essay that you would do as part of teen court. And those would both be due in a month. We would provide the information for both the essay topic and guidelines, and then also for the, the course, there's some options there, and we would just give you the information for how to figure out your options. So will that work for you? Because that's what I'm willing to do.
Yes, ma'am. That's fine.
Okay. So let me write that all down. When can you come in today?
I can be there at 11.
11. Okay. We'll have everything at the front desk for you. We'll see you then.
All righty. Thank you. Have a good
Thank
day.
you, Mr. Mills. You too. I am moving forward with Mr. Mayangos Angel. Can you unmute?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, miss.
How are you?
How are you?
Who's with you?
Excuse me. Oh, excuse me, miss.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can help my sister in translator.
Thank you.
Okay.
What's her name?
Your name is Brenda Osorio.
Hey, ma'am, I'm just here to translate my brother because he
Yes.
can speak English.
Thank you. What's your name?
Brenda, ma'am. Nice to meet you.
¿Te conoces la nena?
Sí.
Okay. Let's see. There's a speeding charge and there's a charge for no driver's license.
Ma'am, correct.
And he came in and filled out plea papers and pled guilty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The first thing I'm asking is, does he understand those pleas of guilty and not guilty and no contest?
Yes, he does. I was translating on him whenever the meeting was starting.
Okay. Now I know why he keeps looking over to the side. I didn't know what was going on. Okay. So I guess I'll accept his plea. Now with teen court, there are two $20 payments. Can those get paid today?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And then let me ask, he's 17. Is he getting a license right now?
He was planning on getting one soon, and he was gonna get it like on online, I think. Like he's for sure gonna get one as soon as possible, ma'am.
Right, but so we're at the point like he's already driving, right? He already started driving, even though he's not allowed to drive.
Mhm.
And I don't have a very long window. Like I can't wait till his birthday in December.
Yes.
I don't know, have y'all enrolled and gotten dates? And because it's not very realistic to start trying to do that now if you're not already all the way there. Like if people who finished all that coursework have a hard time getting into DPS to get, the tests.
Yes. Okay, so he said that he was gonna get one. So he's planning on like moving out from the state. So he's not like right now sure if he's gonna stay or no, like how long is it gonna take? He told me that he was gonna go to this page and then it was gonna take like a 39 hours, I think, to get like a driver, like a permit until he turns 18.
I don't know if that's realistic or not. Is he already enrolled in the class?
No, ma'am, not yet.
You don't just get a permit. You usually have to take a test. And
Okay.
there's a little more involved, I think, from what I've seen.
Okay.
I don't want to set him to get that done and then it doesn't get done. The problem is if we do a driver safety course, you know, he's got to have a license to be enrolled in those courses.
Mhm.
Or he has to go to a class that's local, but I don't think they offer it in Spanish. I'm not sure how much we have available that's Spanish driven. Let me check one thing. Let me ask somebody a question.
Okay. Para tu licencia, porque tienes que tener la de ley.
Y me va a ayudar que hable español también.
Ujú.
Nomás en el examen o algo así.
I don't think it's Spanish. Is it? You don't know if they do it still.
Mi hermana ahora.
Y la vez en la escuela.
Pero no dije eso.
What do y'all? Okay. Okay. Can y'all wait a moment? I'm going to work with the next person. We're asking a clerk who might have some information about some Spanish classes.
Okay. Thank
We'll be right back with you.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So while I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and move to the next person and come back. Felix Campos, can you unmute?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, how are you this morning?
Good. How about you?
I'm fine. So let's see. It's a juvenile curfew violation on the weekend,
Yes, ma'am.
and I received your plea, but there are juvenile dockets that we need from you. Just give me a moment. Let me run this down. When did we send those?
The papers we turned in yesterday.
He might have brought them in when he brought in his proof of birth. Okay, right. So we gave them to your mom yesterday when she brought in.
We turned them back in at 4.
They normally scan them and hand them back to you. Hang on. Our system's running slowly.
Is that what this is?
Right. Our system's running slowly.
Okay.
Can you hold on a moment? Yeah, I don't have to. Well, I guess I need to sign them too. Yeah. Okay. Felix, the first one, it has a number 1 at the bottom. Those are your magistrate warnings and you signed it, but I just want to check in that that is your signature.
Yes, ma'am.
And also, did you have any questions about that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And then the next page, I confirmed your address, and I just want to make sure that is your address.
Yes, that is.
Okay. The next one, number 3, just tells you that before you have a duty to keep your address correct with the court and your mailing information current with us until your case is completed, just so that you know. And that doesn't change when you turn 17. It changes when your case is finished. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the next one tells you that if you don't complete your court order, I'm going to make a court order here in a moment. And if you don't complete it, I have the ability to hold you in contempt, hold your license, and further charge you with new offenses. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then the final one just tells you a single conviction on your license, I'm sorry, a single conviction of any kind can be removed when you turn, in some cases 17 and in some cases 21, depending on the charge. I believe with the juvenile information, it's 18 that you could do that. So that's a way to completely remove it from you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you feel like you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Only that needs to be. Okay. Now I will accept your plea, which was a plea of guilty. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then the curfew violation charge, you did check for teen court. With teen court, there's a $20 fee. Can you pay that cash fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. On this one, I would want a life skills class of 8 hours. And it would be due May 4th. You'll have to pay for your course and get it done and in time to turn it in by May 4th. Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When can y'all come by to pay the $20 fee, sign your paperwork, and get your course information?
Before 11, like 10:40.
Okay, I'll put 10:45. It won't take very long.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see y'all then. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Hang on one moment. Did we get any? It could be a page. Okay, on Angel, may I? Can y'all come back on?
Hi, Miss.
Hi. Okay. So we checked on some options. Okay. I would like to make teen court available to you. There's some limits because of the language barrier. Brenda, you're his sister?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you help him get everything done?
Yeah, for sure.
Are you a licensed driver?
No, ma'am. I don't drive.
Okay. So somehow y'all are going to need to lawfully get to the court today. Can that happen?
Yeah, for sure.
What time?
Like right now, like in 20 minutes.
Okay. We don't need to hurry because we've got a
Okay.
lot of people coming. By 11?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And then what the order is going to say is the $40 today. On the speeding charge, there's a driving course, and he can go to the Bell County School. They'll allow you to go with him, provide translation.
Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
that's going to be due. I'm going to put Jenkins. And then there's going to be a 1-page essay that normally it's 3. I'm going to make it 1 page because he can write it in Spanish. And then someone here can read it in Spanish, but you'll translate it with him into English as well.
Okay.
And we'll have that assignment. And it'll be due the 27th as well. He can turn it in early if he's leaving the area. It's probably best to get it early. And that way, if you do, Angel, if you do these things and get them turned in, then I dismiss your cases and I waive the $400.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. We'll see y'all about 11. Okay.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Okay, continuing to move forward, the Middleton family. Aye.
Hi.
So we have three things. And I did receive information about your school enrollment. That does help. This is all from one day, February 25th. And
Yes,
there
ma'am.
is a changing lanes where unsafe, an accident that happened. That has fines and costs of $234. I did receive a no contest plea there. Then there is a no insurance charge. And I did receive a plea of no contest there. That one has fines and costs of $281. And then I did receive a no license charge. Fines and costs are $181. And this is from February 25th. And I did receive a no contest. I have a note here that after the accident, a license was obtained, that a test was scheduled prior to the accident. Of course, that doesn't really, I mean, you weren't licensed though at the time, right? I mean, Texas doesn't really retroactively count licenses. They actually don't even provide for dismissal for anyone who gets a no license charge and then gets a license, even if they didn't have an accident. There's no provision for that because you're either out there driving lawfully or you're not. And as a direct result of that, insurance companies typically don't provide coverage. Now, sometimes they do. If the insurance was family insurance, sometimes will cover it one time. And then unfortunately, when you turn a certain age, they kick you off that insurance sometimes, and they make you get your own policy. And those rates for your family go up. So it has a lot of consequences. Probably my first question, and I'm willing to consider team court on all three cases, which is a big price break, and it does provide for dismissals. So I'm not hammering you in order to make you feel worse. I'm hammering the point because the law makes the point. And I know you're not going to have a no license charge again, so that's good news. And I'm going to take that into account in your sentence, which I think is positive. So I'm not missing that you're getting into compliance. We're getting there. But I also want to, realistically figure out what I can do, what breaks I'm allowed to give, and what you've been doing since this happened, sort of figure out, a best solution. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mom?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So with teen court, I can accept all the pleas of no contest. I can order teen court, and now I start sorting out what I'm willing to do, and seeing if you're willing to do it too. Because it's agreement. It's an agreement. If without the agreement, we just go into let's pay and get it down the road. But I think teen court's a great time to learn a lot before you really become like an adult and you're driving and you're alone a lot in that vehicle. And, I know you heard me earlier, you're in that big group for like, I've always got a senior every year that either dies or kills somebody. And I just take it to heart. And I want you to take it to heart because what I want, and I'm sure mom agrees with this statement, we want you to survive driving. And driving is a great freedom and a serious business. So it's kind of both, So first thing is to get out of the way. With teen court, there are $20 fee on each case. That's $60. Is that a hardship to pay today? I didn't look financially yet, but I know you're a student.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a hardship or it can be paid.
Hardship, the first answer.
Okay. And families got to provide some help. Is there income to the family?
Yes, ma'am. So I was thinking about it. Unfortunately, my light bill is due like in 2 days. So
Okay.
I won't get paid again until the 12th of April.
Okay, that's fine. If let's put that issue aside for right now, because I may have some options there. my next question is, so we've got a license, right?
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
insurance, thank you. Did insurance cover the accident?
To be honest with you, there wasn't insurance on it. I was not aware because I had an issue where my bank account was hacked and it was coming out automatically, so I didn't catch on to it. So there was actually no insurance, but I hadn't heard anything as of yet.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just taking some notes.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm so sorry, ma'am. I didn't get your name. What is your name?
My name is Katrina Middleton.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Middleton. All right. Is there insurance now?
So the vehicle is not moving at this time. We do have another vehicle that we had obtained and got temp tags, and we did put insurance on that one. But on this one, it's not driving as of the moment.
Okay, and that's the new vehicle is your vehicle?
The new vehicle is just a family. Well, it's my ex's vehicle, but we needed something since my car is not working.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm glad that there's working together on that, because for our young people, it's great when we get to do that. Okay, so I guess the next thing I would say is, I want to, Heavenly, I want to get your license for my file. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to ask you to bring that today when you're here to sign forms. Okay. The next thing I'm going to want is the new insurance, which I know won't have you on it, but presumably you might be getting added because you have to add all the members of the family that have access to the vehicle, and she's now a driving person. So she needs to either be on it or y'all are required to disclose that to them.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
And then the other thing is I'm going to ask you to do a class. I'm willing to waive the teen court fees in order for you to do a class.
I will do that.
Now, what's funny?
No, there was nothing funny. I was grateful for what you were doing for me.
Okay.
So I just covered my face.
Okay. I just wasn't sure. Smiled enough. I said something. So, Heavenly, what classes did you take to get your license?
I did. Okay, so I was doing the parent taught online.
Okay.
And then I have the ITTD. And then I'm not sure what the other class was called, but I have all the paperwork.
Okay. Can you bring those certifications in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then what I don't want to do is have you take the same class over again. It's not necessarily helpful. I really think maybe the best thing is to just probably go back through and do a driver safety course. I don't want to hit you with a bunch of different classes. That begins to be a hardship. But I'll take an online class. You'll have some affordable options there. And all of that's going to be due. Can we get that done by June 27th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. That's the one thing you're going to have to do that you haven't already.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's see. Okay, what time can y'all be here? No hurry.
After this,
Okay, 11:30.
We can be there before that.
before that, because I have to go to school.
Okay. We'll do our best on this end, but we've got a few things to get ready for you, so don't rush, but we'll see you shortly, okay?
All right.
So you're bringing license,
Yes, ma'am.
your license paperwork,
Yes, ma'am.
your insurance on the new vehicle,
Yes, ma'am.
and then you'll have a driving safety course due by June 27th. I'm waiving the teen court fee, but you'll have to pay for that. Okay,
Ma'am.
Of course.
you have to pay for the class, but I'm waiving those fees for the simple fact that the most important thing, Heavenly, is you surviving driving. Okay, so I think you need a refresher. I know you just did a course, but I think we need to drive it home because I don't want to read about you in
Yes,
the
ma'am.
right way of danger. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll see y'all shortly.
Yes, ma'am.
Questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Ms. Cabral, can you unmute?
Man, come on. Let's go. Come here right now. No, you have to come right here where she can see you.
I don't got no shirt on.
It doesn't matter. Come on. You got an excuse for everything.
I understand.
There you go.
Okay. So tell me your name again.
The Adrian Taylor.
Okay. And your mom is Francis Cabral?
Yeah.
Cabral, thanks for getting him on.
Yes, ma'am. She knows
So
me.
yes, ma'am, I do. So, okay, so the thing is, we had teen court and I revoked that because you didn't finish it. So that one has a balance of 286.90. And then there's a possession of tobacco by a minor. The fines and costs are 181. And let me just look. I had scheduled y'all back a little while back, and I guess it was hard to get him here. And I got your note about that. And here we are now. So let's just take it where we are now. So on the possession of tobacco by a minor, I want you to first take your shirt off your head and put it on your body.
Oh no, this not a shirt, this a bonnet.
Okay, well, where is the shirt?
I had just got out the shower.
I don't really
have no
understand
clothes.
why that would be since we have court.
Well, put on a shirt.
If you.
So matter. He's about to go grab him a shirt.
Yeah, ma'am, you don't need to make excuses.
On
for
that
him.
old case, I remember it was around pandemic and he was still young to do community service. But I did community service for him at CTLC.
Do
with
it.
Mr.
No. Stop. I never ordered you to do community service for him.
I
And
know.
I wouldn't accept it if you did. So let's just shelve that idea. I don't remember all the details. I can pull them and look, but I'm going to tell
He
you.
was young.
Just finish my words, okay? I'm going to tell you now, even if it was an issue as far as what he was required to do, since that was a 2019 case. What I do know is that the court took every step we could to try to get the case dealt with. Now, it didn't finish.
I turned in the papers though.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is when the due date came and went, we didn't have what we needed. And we didn't have anything from him.
Oh,
So-
they came after. I think I did.
So it's a balance owed and he needs to deal with it, not you.
Okay.
Now,
Put that up.
sorry.
No, I'm talking to the baby.
Okay. So how long does it take him to put a shirt on? Because
I don't know because he's really you see what I'm saying? I deal with this at home.
I believe you.
DeAndre! Something. They think all this is funny. The new generation.
Yeah.
They don't think it's seriously. See? Here you come. I see him coming downstairs. Let's go.
1800.
Take that off your head.
It's my bonnet.
But she asked for you to take it off.
She told me to put on her shirt.
Yeah, I just need the shirt on. It's just not appropriate otherwise. There is a tobacco charge. Fines and costs are $181. Hold still for a moment and look at the screen. Fines and costs are $181. Hold still.
Turn the baby.
Yeah, well, I just need a conversation or we're gonna come on into court and do it here. Fines and costs are $181. And you're required by law to take a tobacco. Listen to me, please, or I will hang up on you.
I am listening.
I said hold still, and this screen is moving.
Well, that's my little sister. You can't get mad.
Okay, sir, I have muted you because I'm not going to take the conversation where you talk over me like that. I don't have to, and I will not. The fines, don't unmute anymore because I don't want to hear it. The fines and costs are $181. You're required by law to take a tobacco awareness class. If you don't take it, I'm required to suspend your license or your ability to get a license. Your license will reflect a suspension. So I'm going to go ahead and make that order. But I don't have a plea on file. I'm going to unmute you and ask, how are you pleading?
To what case?
The tobacco charge.
So you're going to need community service.
I can't do community service.
I need to have a plea. How are you pleading?
Oh, guilty. Say guilty.
You can't plead for him. How are you pleading? No, ma'am, stop talking and let him talk. Mr. Taylor, how are you pleading?
Guilty.
Okay. Now, for the fines and costs, I'm going to order community service. It will be difficult for you to find a community service provider at your age, but there are a few. It turns into 25 hours of community service. Plus, when is this course due? 90 days? A course due, and I'll give you a due date in a moment. I need you to come by the court today and sign for all of this. We'll have some possible, maybe, recommendations for community service, but it's really up to you to find them. If you can't find them, I'll just hold on to the fine until you're old enough to do it. Do you have a church where you go? Okay. Might be a good time to find one. Some churches will do that.
The church.
Yeah.
Tell her, can you go to CTLC?
Can I go to CTLC?
I believe so. That's Central Texas.
The church is right there on Avenue G, the food pantry. She's not gonna stop buying, so I'll go there with her.
Okay, they have a food bank, so you could probably volunteer there if they'll let you. I don't know.
They will.
It needs to be properly supervised by someone authorized there to sign, because then we validate it. We'll give you the paperwork that you need in order to validate it. Your 25 hours of community service are due June 27th.
June 27.
Your course is due is due July 7th, 6th. It's just
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't. We have all that here for you. What time are y'all coming by to pick it all up and sign?
Do I need to pay anything?
No.
Okay. Hey, I'm sorry.
What time will y'all be here?
Probably like, what time is it now?
It's 11 almost.
Okay, yeah, I'll be there before 12. Or like I could come after lunch or whatever, what, 1?
1 is fine. But
Okay.
he has to come with you.
Yes, that's fine.
Both of y'all together, okay?
Yes.
Okay, we'll have everything at the front, and this should take care of the old case and the new case, okay?
Thank you so much, Judge. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Bye-bye. Bye.
What?